sure those aren't just a bunch of squiffy different characters. They are. Oh, gosh. Thank you so much for actually going back to a font which a human being might be able to read. Okay, what? Prologue or main... Well, I guess we'll just start at the beginning and get on with it, shall we? Oh, goodness. Please tell me there isn't too much of that font. That genuinely hurts my eyes even just trying to read that. Oh, dear. October 16th, 1987. An unsuspecting Amy Chambers is on her way to a campsite located in the Black Ridge Mountains. She does not know what horrors await her. Now that is Phil, because he didn't get time to finish reading that screen of text. Press F to toggle flashlight. Huh. Looks like Devon and the others are already here. I should find the trail and hike down to the campsite. Indeed. Oh, it's this car again. This car again from another game I played today. That game was awful. This game hopefully won't be. This game hopefully will be much better. And I'm going to guess the trail is probably not on the main road. I'm going to guess it's probably out into the woods somewhere. I'm not seeing any break in the sort of whatever the hell you call that stuff. Oh dear, dead end. There's got to be a pathway somewhere. Yes, it seems I've stumbled onto it without even realising I'm already on it. Marvellous! Anyway, let's actually get on with telling the nice people what the game is all about. So, the game is based around a theme of 1980s slasher movies and particularly the lower budget VHS ones, which are a real weakness of mine. I am an absolute sucker for them. I can never get enough of that kind of evisceration of bratty college students. It really does scratch a certain itch of mine. So, apparently this game also has something to do with a chainsaw, I believe. I seem to remember the description saying something about... actually, no, I won't say that, because that might spoil it a little bit, but I'll say it at the end if it doesn't become too apparent throughout the playing of the game. The atmosphere is nice. The footsteps are vaguely believable. It's almost impossible to have a game with believable footsteps, which seems a little confusing to me. Surely just walk along the street holding a microphone near your feet, but it's like somebody keeps breaking a piece of toast within a few meters of me, but never mind. I've found the campsite, and now I can engage in socialization with my friends. Meat sack, bloody entrail, and eviscerated Velma. Yes, very dark, isn't it? I do apologise for how dark it is. What could have done this? Devon, Lucy, and Donna are all dead. I have to get out of here. Right. Okay. Return to your vehicle. I get the distinct impression that isn't going to go very well. Not very well at all. Oh dear. Okay then, I best head back then, even though I don't actually know which direction I approach from. I think it's this one. Okay, so let's head back the way we can, and sincerely hope that the game isn't just repeating the same environment. Let's see what sort of horrors interrupt my little commute back to the parking lot. I was trying to place in my mind roughly where the widespread usage of mobile phones began. Just wondering whether should we really go back to the car all by ourselves in the dark, spooky forest, or should we call the police? But thinking about it, if this is set in the 80s, then chances are such devices did not exist, and we probably wouldn't have any signal up here even if we wanted it. Is that a chainsaw? Yes, it most definitely is a chainsaw. It's not a steam engine. Okay. I feel like I've accidentally got myself turned around and I'm heading back towards the campsite. What? No way I'm going back. What? Oh, so I did get myself turned around by accident. Marvellous. Well, I've now made up so much ground in the wrong direction that I'm probably going to get eviscerated, just like my friends. It has also just struck me that if I'm playing one of those bratty college students, then I'm actually with every attempt to run away, I'm trying to keep the bratty college students alive, which is the last thing I want out of a classic slasher. I want to see them all get horribly murderized. It is the juiciest part of the movie. But alright, I can play the other side when absolutely necessary. No, I'm not. Let's not even go there. Let's just go to the parking lot instead. Right, are we here? Yes, indeed. Now, let me guess. They've sawed my car in half. Okay. Oh, well, I mean, that's very nice of him to not, immediately chainsaw me. It means we can draw this out a little bit more, I suppose. So was that all of the prologue, or is there a little more? No, indeed there is a little more. Press space to try and swing free. Okay, give me a moment to fix a small technical problem, and then we will then we will swing free. Honest, we will. Right. Now I can okay, I'm pressing space, but not an awful lot seems to be happening. I just seem to be attempting to kick myself in the face. Oh no, I've just about managed it. Okay, right, let's get my flashlight, along with this small spatula. Oh no, it's a key card, the key to my SUV. Yes, okay, right, never mind that. The flashlight, a headlamp that clips into helmets. Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know how you clip it onto a beanie, but never mind that. Somebody seems to have been skinned alive, and not just by their most irate mother. Okay, so we have the... It struck me I should probably turn that back on, shouldn't I? Is my battery dying? That's definitely going down, isn't it? Okay, right. But I want to have the light on, because the game is so dark, you're not going to be able to see anything if I don't. Okay, and this is locked, so what am I going to use to get out of here then? Can I pry these boards off? Or, is there a key on one of these tables? I certainly didn't see one. Is that a key? No, I think that's the handle something. Now it's so bright that nobody can see anything. Okay, I seem to be incredibly stuck, and we've barely even frickin' begun. Oh, marvellous. Well, we're about to find out if this is my battery. Yes, it is. Great. This needs new batteries, and I haven't got any, which means I'm not going to be able to see anything, which means it's just got a hell of a lot harder to break out of this place, and it already looks pretty much impossible. Okay, so I can't use any of these tools, I can't pry off any of those boards, and What was that? You said I could interact with something, but there's nothing here. Oh, this, which I looked at like 5 times, but didn't previously come up. Okay. Small box of tools, I can use them to pick some locks. Oh, okay, right. Oh! What? Hold down D to turn lock. Oh, we're going to do this the Skyrim method. Oh, okay, I'm not complaining about that. This is a method of picking locks that I actually understand, as opposed to like the more horizontal ones where you like tap pins, which I think is a lot more realistic, but also, well, frickin' impossible for somebody as patently stupid as myself. Okay, dear. If you ever wanted evidence of my patent stupidity, all you needed to do was notice me wasting all the batteries like this. Right, a first aid kit and some batteries. Right, brilliant. Let's have this back on so that we can actually see what we're doing. Let's turn that off while we do this so that we don't waste the batteries. There we go, okay. So I'm guessing we're in some sort of little farmhouse. That tends to be the stereotype for these sorts of things. So, what is that music? What is up with this modern art? Decent thumbnail, though. Decent thumbnail. If nothing else, it's always nice to have a decent thumbnail. What does it say? Flesh for power. Okay, most of us use like coal, or steam, or, you know, the sun. But no, by all means, try to fuel your house off the bodies of some poor soul. Oh gosh, this looks like another puzzle already. What? Feed the sore. The saw. Beckons, not reckons. Okay, we seem to have some ancient manuscripts, which are going to be very difficult for me to read or interpret. We got some more batteries, that's good. Any more? Blueprints? Or code, 1937. So presumably that's going to be used to unlock something. Maybe a combination lock for this? No, this has got chains on it. What have we got here? A sculpture depicting nature, but there appears to be a piece missing. Okay, I thought that was just the outline of a little bear, but no, it would seem not. Okay, right. So we've got a key code, and we know that we need to find a piece of painting in order to solve a couple of puzzles, but I don't know where either of those things are going to come from. That's the chainsaw. Yes, it is. Okay, this is a very serious problem because I am now horrifically stuck and I don't stand a chance of being able to pick this lock while I'm getting chainsawed up with fire. Giddy up, that is loud. Okay, how am I supposed to solve puzzles while at the same time being chased by a lunatic? And now I've realised I've also got limited sprint as well. Am I supposed to just get in one of the cupboards? Which reminds me of that Northbury Grove game I played about a year ago. I sincerely hope it's better than that game. Although it would have to try very hard to be worse. Okay, right. Is that him over there? Or is that just one of his many bodies? Just hanging out all over the place. That's a pregnant woman, isn't it? That's her. Oh, for goodness sake. Yes, it's alright, mate. Yeah, you know I'm dead. You might as well. That's not a lock of fill. That's a... Right. A. You're not Indiana Jones. Don't try to hide in a fridge. B. Why the hell do you put me all the way back here? And C, if he's so content, or so eager to murder me, then why exactly did he not do it earlier? Never mind. Okay, right. So at least we figured out what those, we figured out what the lockers are for, if nothing else. So, I just need to, I need to remember to use the first aid kit as well if I get injured, but I don't know how to do that. Because I forget that part of the control scheme. Which, again, we're not going to go on a rant about how to teach players the control scheme. We are not going to get into that. I am just going to, check that code again and see whether it's changed or whether it's, see whether it's like randomized or not. Hopefully the answer to that question is no. No, it's still 1937. Good. That seemed far too specific anyway to be randomized. Okay, so ideally without him murdering me this time, I need to just get in the locker. Thank you. That might be a little bit better for you. Okay, so it seems like, which is not what I was expecting at all, but it seems like I have to solve a number of puzzles within this house in order to allow myself to escape. Although saying that, he has just sawed down the front door, so surely I could just walk out of there. Surely that would work. Yep, I can just walk out. But now I've got to find my car, which presumably isn't going to be as straightforward as I'd like it to be. What? The fuse box is missing some parts. I won't be able to power the gates properly. Oh, really? So that's what the puzzles are about? Finding parts in order to get the gates working? Okay, this game is really not what I was expecting. I was expecting just spooks and death and blood and gore. I wasn't expecting puzzles and logic. But, can he chase me outside? Because there's no lockers here that I could hide in. But if he can chase me outside, it may work just to, sort of lead him out. Lead him outside, so I'll take him on a loop and then come back inside. Right, let's have a go through this house, because he shouldn't be in here. So, oh gosh. Yeah, let's see what we can find inside this house. A generator. The generator is working, but it needs fuel. So we need a piece of a painting. I need to use that code. I need a fuse box. I need some fuel. How much more do I need? Uses to carry some fuel, but I haven't got any fuel, have I? No. So I have the jerry can, but not the fuel. Let's just go back in here for a moment and chill. Okay, so where am I going to get the fuel? Am I going to like drain out of the tank of a car, like we did in Sanitarium, or am I going to need to find like a barrel of oil? Or, I don't know. I have no idea. It is impossible to predict the psychological machinations of these indie game developers when it comes to how they design their puzzles. Right, so I think you're going to find the fuel to power that generator to open that door, which doesn't actually seem to lead anywhere, judging off the width of the house, but never mind. So let me go over to this car, for crying out loud. Oh good, perfect time to run out of stamina. Absolutely frickin' perfect time to run out of stamina. Lumber must be really cheap around here if he's willing to chop up his own doors this much. For goodness sake. Okay, right. So, I want to go over and check those cars, because I think there were some barrels next to the car that was under the tarpaulin. So, let me head over there to those cars. And I'll try not to sprint, and not to use the flashlight if possible, because those two things are probably going to attract him to my location. So let me see whether I can possibly use the jerry can here in order to collect some fuel. Okay, these weren't barrels, these were tires. And there he is again. Oh, good. Right, I need to get back into the house and have a better look around the ground floor. Because there has got to be some solutions here. Okay, so we seem to be in the garage now, because that's the garage door that we saw outside behind the car with the tarpaulin. So a garage might have some fuel in it potentially. Maybe out of one of these barrels? Yes, the gas can is now full. Okay. So let me head back to the second building. And use that to fuel up the generator, which will hopefully power that switch, which will allow me through those doors. And then perhaps in there we can find a safe that will require the 1937 code, which will give us the piece of the painting, which will open the box, which will give us the fuse, which will let us out of the gate. Any such luck? No, just a shrine to Cthulhu. What is this? I think there is something stuck in its mouth. What? Oh, do I have to like open it somehow? With some sort of something? Okay, right, let's put the code in here. That was already on the one it needed, so now I've got to go all the way around again. If this guy eviscerates me up the backside while I'm doing this, I'm going to be thoroughly cheesed off. There we are. Now what's this? Oh, it was a little outline of a bear that whole time. Okay, right, so now I have the piece of the painting. Is that him over there? It's extremely difficult to see in the twilight. Which I suppose is effective in terms of what the game is trying to achieve. Yes, that is definitely him. Oh gosh, right, I'm going to try and get inside somehow. And realise that I don't know where any of the lockers are in here, but it's alright. Here's one. Just give him a minute to pass by. And then we'll deal with this painting. There we are. That should have now taken the chains off of this, which gives me a recorder tape and a sacrificial dagger. Okay, what are we having next? A partridge in a pear tree? No, we're just getting chainsawed up the wazoo once again. Okay, well that certainly seemed like some sort of a shrine, so I'm going to guess that the dagger goes with that, even though I don't know where the old cine camera tape goes. Yes, I can see you, mate. I can see your naked bare chest. Rather wish that I couldn't, because it's the last thing I want to see this evening, but you know. There are quotas that must be met. Okay, right, so that's where that goes. Maybe the dagger goes here? Maybe, maybe not. Antique key, used for a special kind of lock. Technically all locks are special in the sense that they're all unique and different from each other, because if they weren't unique and different from each other, it'd all be a little bit pointless. So we've now got a key, and we've still got that key. Oh no, we haven't got the code, we used the code, my mistake. So we've now got a key, but I don't know where that goes. Hopefully to the thing that opens the the box with the fuse in it, but beyond that I haven't a clue. Crying out loud! There's a box on the wall there, that might possibly have been what I was looking for. Right, can I look at the control scheme by any chance? No, pressing escape isn't doing anything. Well, I guess I'm going to have to press some buttons randomly then, and not that button, because that's the get out of it button. You press some buttons randomly in hope of using the medkits. Nice, that'd be great if you stopped pressing that button, Phil, wouldn't it? Really, really would. Okay, right. Pressing a dozen or so buttons, none of them seem to have worked, so, anything in here? Any more batteries? No, because I think this is my last battery. I'm pretty sure we've run out. Yes, another first aid kit, still no idea how to use it. Ah, by pressing Q. Good. I'm convinced I pressed Q when I was in that locker, but, apparently that wasn't enough. Okay, right. So there's lots of these little cupboards that might have something in them, but that probably means the other little cupboard that I saw was just that. A little cupboard with a light in it. Yes, a light bulb in it. Batteries, the word I'm looking for and failing to find because my voice is getting hoarse because I've had a very long and very poor recording session, which is irritating because this is the most promising game I've played today, which kind of makes me question why I didn't play it first, but never mind. The thing is that when I see a game like this and it looks promising, I don't want to play it first because I want to kind of get into my stride, as it were, with recording with other games first that are slightly more sacrificable if something did go wrong with them or they turned out not to be very good. So I'd rather play them first, but then I tend to get into a weird loop pattern of just playing loads of rubbish games. And then before I know it, the recording session is 2 hours long, my voice is incredibly hoarse, and by the time I actually get to playing a decent game like this, I'm completely psychologically spent. Never realised there was a bathroom here before. Maybe this is where the key goes. In here, perhaps? No, this is just a few more batteries, not complaining, but I wouldn't mind, you know, the fuse. Doesn't seem like there's anything else in here, though, so this room seems to be something, something of a superfluousness. Where does it... Oh, for crying out loud! Right, so where the hell does this key go? I need a code as well? Doesn't seem to have any power. Oh, right, okay. So I need to get the fuse box working first, and then the fuse box will, getting a little tiny bit sick of this. Because chase sequences have their place, and puzzles have their place. I'm not convinced that those places are the same place, however. I'm pretty sure those places are separate places. Okay, so I need the fuse to get the electrical box working such that the keypad will then have power, and then putting some sort of code in there will then let me out of the gate. So I'm not only looking for a fuse, I'm also looking for another code. But I have absolutely no idea where the hell I'm supposed to find that. Ah, right. Well, I think we figured out where the key goes. The key would seem to go to this third building on the premises here, which I didn't realise was here. But I need to make my way back inside because I need to get to another locker. At least I thought I did, but I do seem to have outrun him. At least temporarily. At least long enough for me to get inside of the house and find the thing that I need and get back over to the fuse box and be millimeters from victory before I feel a chainsaw in my bum. Okay, don't really feel like that used the key, but maybe the key goes here. I have no idea what time it is you're expecting me to put on that. I can barely read this. What? But I will fall. Oh, hang on, we should probably read this one first, shouldn't we? I don't know which one comes first, for crying out loud. I am he that liveth and was dead. Behold, I am alive forevermore. I have the keys of hell and of death. Revelations 1:18. Okay. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. A word I have no idea how to pronounce. 7:12. But I will forewarn you, whom ye shall fear, fear him which after he hath killed hath the power to cast into hell. I say unto you, fear him. Luke 12:5. Right, I see. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of religious undertones from all of this. Okay, so, more stuff. Fantastic, I need stuff. I also need to figure out what time it needs to be set. I'm guessing it's perhaps one of these. 12:05, maybe like 12 minutes past 7 or 18 minutes past 1. Maybe. Let me try. How do I switch hands? Tab. Yes. Let me try like 18 minutes past. Yes. There we go. Excellent. So it was 18 minutes past 1. Okay. Now I've got the fuses. Okay. Good. That doesn't give me the code though. Maybe it's the other ones that are used here. So like 7:12, 12:5. Instead of trying to link them, so like the 12 is repeated, but that's actually because it's the middle. So really, it's 7:12:5. I don't know. I'm going out on a limb there, and I'm guessing, but let me head back to the fuse box, wherever it was, and yes, here we are, over here. And see if that works, because I seem to have run out of places to explore and things to do, so I don't think the code could be anything other than that. So let me see, what was it, 7:12:5? No. 7:12:12:5. No, not that either. Okay, great. Which means I now have no idea what it's going to be. This was the first one. Was it 1:18, 7:12, 12:5? Is that it? No, definitely not. Oh, good. I'm back to square one. No. It was right in front of my face the entire time. I was just slightly too thick to realise it. Right. Write this down, because I'll inevitably forget it. 1981. Right in front of my face. So much for me saying that the codes were nice and easy to find. At least the 1937 one was. Giddy. Oh dear. Yeah, I apologise if my demeanour makes it seem like this game is bad. It's a tiny bit frustrating, but that... I was only going to say this because it's difficult. Now it's just irritating because this pig won't leave me alone. Just leave me in freaking peace, you murderous maniac. You were so into killing me. Why didn't you just do it in the first place? You inefficient freakazoid. Honestly. You're going to murder people. At least be efficient about it. Don't be tardy in your murderous antics. Crying out loud. I have places to be and things to do, you know. I haven't got time to dilly and dally for 17 hours before finally I get that chainsaw wrapped around my face. Right, could I maybe get to the frickin' fuse box this time, or not? Would that just be slightly too much to ask? Let me try going a slightly different way this time. Right, so I'll keep the flashlight off, just in case that attracts him to me. Although it seems like I've been playing games for a year and a half on this accursed thing, and it still doesn't seem like I've ever had any evidence that enemies do seem to get attracted to noise and light. But never mind. Right. 15... 1981. Yay! Thanks for bringing my car, dude. I appreciate that. Thanks for setting everything up so that I could actually escape, rather than, you know, just like tying me up in a box and leaving me there so that I couldn't escape. Oh dear. Horror in the hills. A scene of gore and death. Local police left baffled. A story straight out of a gruesome sight. Police... what? Oh no, sorry, it's... You really ought to make these gaps a little tiny bit bigger. But never mind. A story straight out of a horror movie unfolded last night. A young woman by the name of Amy Chambers burst into the Blackridge Sheriff's office covered in gruesome sights. The police rushed to the scene, and what they found was truly a sight of terror and disgust. Bodies hacked to pieces in various states of decay, occult symbols and tools strewn about, no doubt used for some form of sick and perverted ritual. Police proceeded to search all the surrounding areas to locate and apprehend the subject. After hours of searching, no trace of the killer was found. Although the search continues, the town of Blackwater Ridge is truly shaken by the news. With the killer still at large, the mayor of Blackridge has implemented a curfew of all residents and encourages them to reach out to any of the sheriff department if they have information on the whereabouts of the killer. Amy Chambers is currently being held in protective custody until further notice. Date of the incident is October 15th. Indeed. Oh gosh. Right. Don't tell me that was the prologue. And now there's the main game to be played. Oh no, it's just going back to the beginning. Okay, that's fine. I mean, well done for making this font. I don't want to downplay the impressiveness of the game, but yeah, I find the font very impressive, if admittedly impossible to read. But never mind. The game is good. It takes... I think it's trying to achieve the same sort of thing as games like Northbury Grove. It tries to achieve the same thing, but it actually achieves it rather than otherwise. Yes, I think the mechanics were balanced relatively well, and it was a little bit spooky. I feel like it was trying to go for a lot more gore rather than spook and scare, which obviously is what an 80s slasher was much more about. But yeah, for what it set out to achieve and for the expectations that I had of it, it's certainly I certainly enjoyed this. I apologise for being so cheesed off. I really must reevaluate how I set up these recording sessions. And anyway, thank you very much for joining me. See you later, gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.